Eins, zwei, drei, vier.
Glück. 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 It's like the door of a Mercedes closing. It's this ka-chunk. It's a satisfying word. The word itself, listening to it or saying it, sounds like you really said something. Glück. Viel Glück. Ich bin glücklich. It sounds substantial. You really said something. And it means happiness. Glück means happiness. The reason I mention it, Glück, is because it's such an interesting word for another reason. Let me tell you about studying linguistics. When you study linguistics, you eventually reach a point where I think they call it psycholinguistics, where scientists are trying to find out the relationship between language and mentality, how you think. They're assuming the assumption is, or the theory is, that what you speak, the words you use, and what they mean, and how you use language influences how you think. It influences your thought processes and how you see things, how you value things. If a word for cat is a derogatory word, you don't like cats. If it's a happy word, you like cats. That's a stupid example, but it's something like that. And at the same time, the way you think influences language. So the way you think influences whether the word cat is a good word or bad word. So there's a back and forth between language and thinking, and language and evaluating something, and language and how you perceive the world. And scientists, linguists, are always trying to figure out what that relationship is. And whenever I think of this difficulty and this wonderful theory, I think of this word, Glück, because it's one of these really strange German words that maybe tells you something about how Germans think. This is the reason why. Because it has two meanings. First, happiness, and second, luck. In English, we differentiate between the two. In our minds, it's two completely different concepts. If I go into a casino and I'm lucky, then I win money. That doesn't mean I'm happy, though. Maybe my wife has left me and I go out of the casino and I, have the money now to buy a gun and shoot myself, okay? It doesn't mean I'm happy. It just means I'm lucky. And if we're happy, maybe we're poor, but my wife loves me, so I'm happy. It has nothing to do with luck. Maybe I'm poor and I have cancer and, everything horrible. The world is going to war. Yet, this woman I love has told me that she loves me. So I'm happy, at least for the moment. Luck and happiness are not related to each other in English. But in Germany, it's the same word. Often in sentences, you can't tell the difference. You can't tell what they mean. They don't know if they're saying I'm happy or I'm lucky. You have to figure it out by the context or by the use of the form of the word, luck or lucky or happy or happiness or, something like that. It's whether it's an adjective or an adverb or a noun or whatever. And I can't help wondering what that does to the mentality of Germans who grow up thinking it's the same word. Do they think, well, happiness is a matter of good luck. If I have good fortune, then I will be happy. And of course, in English, it still does come close. The two concepts come close. We have the saying lucky in love. If you're lucky, you can be happy. If you happen to, be walking down the street and you trip and a girl falls over you and you meet the girl and she's the love of your life, you wouldn't have met her if you hadn't tripped and she hadn't fallen over you or something. You were lucky that you met the love of your life and she made you happy. So love and happiness, it does have something, and also, plus if you win money at a casino, generally you're, at least for the first 5 minutes, you're pretty happy about it. So luck and happiness have something to do with each other, but they're not the same thing. Americans, with their meritocracy, with their idea that you can earn happiness. If you're happy, it depends on you and what you do. It doesn't depend on your external circumstances. You're happy because you want to be happy, or because you strive to be happy, or because you change something in your life to make yourself happy. It's not a matter of luck in American thinking. There's a Pew Research study quite a while ago. They asked people of 30 different nations basic questions about how they think. And one of the questions was, do you believe that your life circumstances are conditional upon what you do, on your own actions, or more conditional upon outside circumstances, the laws that someone makes, or the luck you have, or God, karma, or something like that. And 1/3 of Americans said they believe that their life is more dependent on outside circumstances than on what they do, which is kind of shocking, because it's, Americans should be, have this doctrine of being the master of your own fate, but only 2/3 of Americans believe that. 1/3 of Americans don't believe it. 68% of Germans said that outside circumstances are more important when it comes to their personal circumstances than other circumstances. I would assume with German what they mean is the state, the state as being responsible for my social, network, for if I'm unemployed, that I still get money, things like that. The state is very important in Germany. If the study is true, then Germans do tend to think that being happy has something to do with luck, with outside circumstances, with circumstances outside of their control. I would suggest that this word has something to do with it. If the word for luck and happiness is the exact same word, Glück, then you tend to think that your happiness is a matter of luck.
1, 2, 3, 4.